A little over a year ago, I was invited to a Bible study at Dew4Him, Flourish class. I had no interest whatsoever in going to a Bible study, but my life was a mess. And I knew I had to change. I knew my lifestyle had to change. So I said, what the heck, let's go. And I did. The goal of the class, of the Flourish class at Dew4Him, is to teach us to see God clearly, to see ourselves correctly, and to see others compassionately. But it's a terrifying journey when you are dependent on someone else. I lost my job a few years before that. The place that I worked for 30 years closed. And so I hadn't worked in 4 years, and my fiance was sole breadwinner, but we weren't married. And I knew that that was one thing in my life that had to change. And I also knew that I was never going to marry him. So I had to let him go. And I thought to myself, what are you doing? Are you crazy? That's your only income. How are you going to make ends meet? And then I got to thinking, okay, I'm learning about God, and I'm turning to God, and I don't want anything to do with this thing that had to do with God. Everything that I had, I put in a bag and I hung it on the door at Dew4Him, because I was done. I'm not serving a God that's going to destroy my life. But what I didn't know was that he wasn't destroying my life. He was putting my life together. Did not quit. I didn't give up. Through Dew4Him, I found a job. I have learned that the God that I serve is a loving God, that he is a provider, that I can depend on him. And when I am so terrified and I see my entire world falling down around me into tiny little pieces and thinking, it'll never be right, nothing will ever be right. But in the past year, those pieces have been put together into a beautiful, beautiful mosaic. A year ago, I had no idea how I was going to pay my bills. I had no idea how I have a 16-year-old son that still lives with me at home. I had no idea how I was going to feed him. I had no idea where I was going to live, what I was going to do. Today, I am paying my bills. My son is eating. We are both eating. And I trust God to get me through whatever comes along. I wouldn't be where I am if it wasn't for Dew4Him. The encouragement that Jane, I don't know how many times I called her, and she was always there. She always helped me to get through a crisis and to show me the way to learn to trust God. The class, the Flourish class, has taught me that I am not unworthy, that I am not unloved, that I am not unwanted, which are a lot of feelings that I've had in my life. And if I hadn't been invited to that class, and if I hadn't gone, if I hadn't learned the truth, which is what they teach at Dew4Him, I wouldn't be where I am today. I would still be in the pit of darkness. I just have a joy now in my life.